Alright. Let's also get the sound up and running. Ooh. Ooh, I don't know if that's as loud for you as it is for me, but dear lord, that's loud. Alright. So some of you may know I did do a... Whoops. Oh, that wasn't supposed to be done. That's fine. It's easy to set up anyways. Alright, all that's set. Alright, so some of you may know I already did a Void Block playthrough before. We got pretty far. Pretty much got to bots and all that. The save got deleted. I'm not sure if it was me that deleted it or if I just wasn't paying attention one day and accidentally deleted it, or if it's a situation of somehow my computer corrupted and deleted it. That's happened before. But yeah, I accidentally deleted it, or it got deleted somehow. I've decided we're going to start over. It's one of the reasons why I haven't done anything for it for a while. But there are also other factors that were involved. I've been practicing a little bit off camera with stuff. We have a couple of mods installed that weren't installed for the playthrough. Not much. Just a few that expand a few of the games. Our goal is still the same. I'd like to go to the Shattered Planet using Point Tech. We will be building a ship at some point, just not for a long while. This first stream's goal is going to get to hopefully getting the automated station of everything started. Oops. Didn't mean to pick those up. As per the usual of most Factorio playthroughs, these first few episodes are probably going to be slow. Well, this first stream is probably going to be slow. Hopefully it's not going to be slow the next stream. Hopefully by the time I drum up the support again and people start realizing I'm recording again, hopefully it'll be at least a little bit more popular. We'll have made a bit of progress. I also luckily have a bit of understanding on how to go about this, thanks to all the practice I've had at doing this. I normally don't use burner inserters, but I find that they're pretty useful for this first couple of days with this one. Go ahead and get a boiler and a steam turbine up and running. And let's get some... Oh, we don't have any. That's right. That's why I haven't made any yet. Put one here. And put an inserter there. And grab a couple more inserters. Put that there for gonna need another one of these. Be there? We'll see if that fits. Yeah, it will fit. That one there. More of these. This one can go with just coal. Oops. This one will blacklist coal. Alright. Here we go. I'm gonna put this down here. You need to make coal. We're gonna put a bunch of coal at you. Here goes our water supply. And grab you. There we go. You can go ahead and be restricted to 3 lots of coal. You only do coal if there's less than 20, or less than 50, we'll say. I don't want it to move all the coal over to there, and, oops, I can't restrict it like I can with this one, because if I restrict it, it will cause it to never have enough coal for the boiler. Not very good with the whole circuit system. There's a lot about it that I want to know that I don't know. But I do know a bit about the circuit system, so... Didn't mean to make a wood chest, but that's fine. I'll find a way to use it eventually, maybe. Put those in there. Take back that. Doesn't need the full stack. And we're off. First thing I want is landfill. Because we really want to make some landfill so we can start expanding our territory. I do apologize if my voice sounds bad. I currently have a cold. But I decided that since I haven't done this in a while, streaming right now with a cold wouldn't be too bad. I probably won't do a full long stream today. Probably just get ourselves settled. But I did want to get back into this. I did miss doing this. Next, let's get to automation. And logistics. We probably don't have enough red signs for logistics though. I can't say I'm good at Factorio. I'll make a lot of mistakes that veterans probably would be very upset with. But I can say that I enjoy it. I can say I enjoy Factorio. next, let's go with... I'll get long arm inserters 1 and near inserters. Because then I can start doing some finagling with some of how this stuff works. I can definitely say that a lot of the first of this is getting our landfill built up. Oh no, wait, I didn't want to build those yet. Let's see. You. Let's go with those 35, and then let's see. Yes, electrification is definitely the next thing I want. Wow. It's just enough of red science to finish our experimentation. Get a lot of red science built up. How much purple science do we have left? 15. Nope. Maybe. Alright, we're gonna go with Voidcraft next. This allows us to make our science packs from nothing. It's very inefficient, very slow, but it can be better than a lot of things. We're gonna switch this over to disgusting slime. It'll burn through it really quickly. Go ahead and put those down. Go ahead and grab us another steam engine. And we're gonna go with... I was thinking maybe fast inserters, but logistics packs will probably be better. And then steel. And then we can start looking toward these and these, because those are the two things we're really needing right now. Alright, now I don't need these. Go ahead and open that up completely. As now it doesn't use coal, it uses electricity. Now I have steel. It also gave us the AMS version of the stone furnace. Basically, there's just upgraded versions. They can take more modules. As one of the mods that we have installed is AMS, which basically makes it to where you can have more modules. I use it on my solo plays a lot, and I decided to keep it in for the stream. It'll actually help us with getting legendary items later. But we'll go in over that more when that becomes relevant. I definitely want advanced material processing. And then this, 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 and then this. And hopefully that will be everything we need for a while. We're not going to be working on it directly though. I am going to be trying to do some automation. our tiny island begins to grow. Go and buy 5 of those. Craft 5 of those. I guess in a way we are buying it since we're paying the inventory. Paying the stuff from our inventory. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this at you. You can actually have a normal one of these, and you can get one of these. I also need to do probably this one. I hope a wood chest would be more than enough. Blacklist, coal. That'll move everything out of this chest that's not coal into there. Now what I do want to do is I do want to do this. Basically what this will do is it'll keep a spot for all 3 of the things so that we aren't getting them not in there and having that problem. Have you? Place you there, and you there. You will make green science, and you will make red science. You need one of these to make gears. And then you can do that and that. There and there. Actually, what I could do is I could do this. This will be slightly better for us in the long run. That'll take that out of there. Now, I have considered using different commands that I know. The long end of the short of it are commands like increasing the speed of my personal crafting grid, since I basically can sit here and run with the game on multi-speed. But I don't like using commands and cheats and stuff like that that aren't given to me by mods while playing for YouTube, so this one needs that, which also needs gears, which there's no way really for me to increase this, is there? Not that's going to work, except for maybe if I do this. Let the spaghetti begin. Alright, that takes care of gears. This needs iron plates, and this needs iron plates and gears. So what I could do is I could do this. No. Let's do this instead. We'll do it like this. I put gears here, gears here. I would need iron. I would need to do something finagly with that. Maybe I will? If I do this, There we go. So now I need copper, which I can't get from there to there without red belts. Should I do red belts? No. I can have it come around this way. Because I need green circuits for this, which means it also needs iron, which I can do iron to this one, which is fine. So let's get more stone. One way to get more stone, which will make it really easy, which is what I was planning on doing earlier, is just to set that up. You can go there. You can go there. You will take out only stone. And then there. You will take out everything but stone. And go. And that's so we can make some landfill. No. I didn't need this one here. Let's go ahead and remove that. There we go. Now what I can do is I can do this. And then go ahead and make like a couple hundred of these. And now the system's working. Yep, it's out of iron. But eventually what I want to do is I want to eventually have it be that I just feed iron into this chest and copper into another chest, and it makes the science for me. While I can focus on trying to build more landfill. The two things we need right now is tech and landfill. Now I could always just set down I need to remembering to actually harvest my materials. A lot of this is hand feeding at the beginning, and it's a little bit of a pain since I have to remember to do all of it. Go like that. Go like that. Now, none of this is going to be built to ratio. Like, this probably could have a lot of this could be built in a different way to have it be built better. It's not going to be built better. My main goal is just to get it running in the background so that I can leave it be and not have to work on it as hard. Once I get more space, we'll start automating everything. And this is what I meant by when I said I wanted to have my goal today to be automating science. That's what I should be doing, now that I think about it. Let's grab you and you. Make 3 of you. And double speed. I can usually play at double speed. I try not to because I tend to move around sporadically. And I know that for as far as recording goes, it doesn't work very well. So that can go there. And, oh, that's a problem. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go and we'll move that to there. And then this can go there. And then what we'll do is you go up and you go left. Oh wait, what am I doing? This isn't even the right area. What am I doing? I'm not trying to stockpile science. That'd be useful. That'd be useless. You go there. There we go. Now we'll be stockpiling belts. is always a good idea to stockpile as much resources as you can. I'm not a very good person to say that because of all the people who play this. I am very bad at stockpiling. I'm gonna have to take a break in a second to go talk to my wife. That's what that alarm you guys just heard was for. I completely forgot about it, but that's why the alarm exists, so I remember. And now it's not an alarm to go talk to my wife. I have to go talk to my wife about something. I can see some people thinking that, like, you have an alarm to tell you to talk to your wife every day? No, that's not what that's about. And now, this. We officially have everything set up to automate making science, with all us having to do is putting iron and copper into these two chests. Which means eventually we'll have an area up here that'll make iron and copper specifically, and they'll put them into those two chests. But we need a lot more landfill for that. Create another stone furnace. This one's going to start making us some steel. Didn't mean to do that. Now the good news is even though it doesn't look like we have much iron, we actually have a lot of iron that's stockpiled inside the machines. Go ahead and grab some copper. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. Oh, because it ran out of iron. That makes sense. I thought we had it all finished. I forgot a few spots. A few parts. Now that's probably the smarter way of doing this early on, is just placing down what you need. I'm not a big fan of doing that because I'm bad at it, so I don't. Hello, Petra. Or Petter. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Petter until I'm told otherwise. Running into inventory space issues. Let's go with a couple more chests. You can have this. You can have this. Didn't mean to pick those up. Meant to take the stuff out of them. Kinda worked at the end anyways. Or, give me. And 1, 2, 3. We have the blue inserters queued up? No, we do not. I would like blue inserters. Would like their speed. Ah, you guys. Now, technically, as far as the way that I have this set up, is I should have this here instead of here. So we're gonna move it. Now, the reasoning for this is the way the chest will work. This is a mechanic I found out that I think I've been aware of for a while, but I've started to recently try to utilize. Is that they'll pull from the farthest one to the right before they pull from the one to the left. And I'd like them to use up the disgusting slime before they use up the coal. Mostly because coal has other uses. than just being used as a fuel source, and I'd like to have that on standby just in case I need it. Because if I can have it on standby just in case I need it, then we can always have plenty of it. I'm going to try and do a lot less of the dumping it into the ocean that I was doing in the last playthrough. If you were here for my last playthrough, if you watched my last playthrough, I was dumping a lot of stuff into the just into the void ocean around us. And I can definitely say that I was starting to realize how that's a problem at a certain degree. Now don't get me wrong, you can dump most of it in the void ocean, but you should be trying not to. So, I have a couple of ideas on how we're going to avoid doing that in this playthrough. Now I will say it is losing a little bit of speed because it is technically running out of fuel temporarily, but it does process through pretty quickly. So, more iron, more iron. You can have that. You can have that. We're now at the point we don't need copper. I'm not going to be doing any more things with copper, at least for now. Go ahead and take that out and place all of that in there. And then I'm going to go ahead and move a bunch of this copper back into here. A lot of void science to go through once we get done with this science. We're actually going to go ahead and queue that up. Void fuel, fluid flux, melting process, and we're going to do that one as well. We don't need that one just yet, but it's not bad to start. It's not bad to get it early. ahead and get rid of those for now. Go ahead and start getting ready for our next thing to build. I need one of these. Concrete. And then pipe. Alright. Oops. Too far. Alright, turn the speed down. Turn the speed back up. Start using steel chests. If there's anything I've learned from the first few couple playthroughs of this is that you actually end up having a lot more steel chests than you think you're going to need. It's 5 to 1, so and span this out a bit more. Yep. And we're going to go ahead and go with 4 stacks of concrete. Might not be the amount that I need, but it'll be a good amount for now. Oh, wrong one. Alright, we've got 2 more of these, and then we're going to have what we need to start working on actually getting a continuous flow of resources that I won't have to sit here and hand feed the entire time, and we'll be able to start building off of them. Now, I did say I wanted to dump less into the ocean. We will be dumping some into the ocean early on. I'll just be decreasing the amount that we're overall dumping into the ocean over time. There we go. I could technically open this up completely and let it just fill it up, because we're going to need a lot of concrete at the end of this. Probably a better idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get a lot of steel built up. There are a few things I can sit here and say we'll need a ton of. Iron is definitely one of them. Steel is another one. Concrete's something we're going to need a lot of, but not as much as I'm making. So, we're going to need more than I'm making, but we're not going to need it as fast as I'm making it. And technically you can also burn spoilage. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put the spoilage in here, along with a lot of iron. And it'll eventually burn through all of its coal, it'll start burning spoilage. Now spoilage is also a really bad fuel source, so it's not going to be, so it's going to run through its spoilage amount pretty quickly. That's kind of what I want. How's copper doing? Copper's doing fine. Iron's a little bit on the slow side, but that's fine. As soon as we get the warehouse, we can start working towards making getting this island to being something that we can actually utilize, which is why I'm currently waiting on warehouses to finish. That's when we're going to start seeing us tossing a lot more into the ocean. I should have updated the mod before I started this. I'll probably do that in between streams. I'll probably do it after today. See if it breaks anything. Now I currently am burning through my coal because I'm not making any, well, except for over here. But that's why, because I can always just grab some from over here. How's our power system doing? Not bad. Not good, but not bad. I only consider it to be a problem when we start running low on power. Like, consistently. Plus, this will be pretty much all we build for now. And we're going to tear this all up later. More percent, we'll be able to move on to the next phase. Which will be Operation Make More Landfill. Because right now what we need is space. Good thing we're playing in Space Age. Alright, let's go ahead and grab some concrete. Grab some of our steel we've been making. Now we can build us a warehouse. First things first, make sure everything in here has a spot. And then the next thing to do, go ahead and grab out... Oh, I guess we gotta craft another one. Need brick. Brick. Let's go ahead and do this. Give me brick. Actually. What I know I can do is I know I can do this. Oh wait, I know the next thing I'm gonna need. Shards. Hope that's far enough. If not, we can always move it. There we go. Alright. First things first, let's get disgusting slime out of here. Then... wood. Brick. Oh, we know this is supposed to be copper. Copper. Iron. Coal. Right. So, next, make sure I didn't need to make all that. I could have come over here and got this. That's okay. Oh, because I don't have any landfill. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, then go with some bigger power poles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We are going to have to move the stone production thingies back, but that'll work for now. Let's see. I just remembered I forgot to go remind my wife about why that alarm went off. So I'm going to let this run on full speed, and I will be right back. Alright, luckily my wife remembered on her own. Oh, we won't have to remove it. Have to make the belting a little bit more janky, which is fine by me. Go ahead and throw all this stuff in here and just let it get destroyed at this point. Alright, the next thing to do is set this up to where we stop wasting our materials, at least under certain amounts. Wood. Where's brick? Oh yeah, it's in the first tab. I always forget that. That's not iron, that's supposed to be copper. That's supposed to be iron. And that's supposed to be coal. There we go. What are you... Ah. I forgot to switch them over. My mistake. That's alright. I don't mind destroying this because all of this is free. This isn't, but this, nothing from this should be getting destroyed except for the brick. And brick I can get well more than I'm supposed to. Go ahead and take you out. You out. Now, one thing we are going to start running into, a slight problem, is how much, is certain amounts of, like, wood and stuff like that, because we don't get wood casually for this anymore. We're also running into a power issue, but we're going to be starting to work on that soon anyways. This is the only part of this that takes power, other than the actual of crafting the landfill. So and truthfully, I am doing this different from how I normally do it, which is causing even more power loss, but that's fine. Because normally I have these inserters moving it into here and then into here, but that's fine. The next thing I would like to do is we'd like to get to fluid stuff eventually, because that's the next step that actually starts helping us with power production once we get, not frost screen, I'm not sure where it is, but basically it's turning the void ocean into water. Because right now when we get it up, we get a void ocean. So we need to get water from it eventually. There we go. It's not going to fix our power issues because our power issues are pretty bad right now. But I don't have I don't have the tech to fix our power issues at the second. As you can see, we're already burning. We're burning through our coal faster than we can use it. That's okay. I actually probably need to turn this system. I actually probably need to start working on fixing this, but we'll fix it in a second. Alright. Alright, we'll fix it. Annoying system. Tear everything apart. That all can go in there. That all can go in there. That all can go in there. Actually, give me back that. Then just turn that into... Right, no electricity beats. Right, okay. So, first things first, let's get the power back on. You will be... Give me... That off. Power, and finally power. Finally. Oh, I need water. I forgot about the water. This won't work either. I need a void forge. Brick. Void forge. Water. How's this still not enough? Is this really consuming that much electricity? Yeesh. Build that. Wow. That's interesting. There we go. Keep that. This can keep that. This one already has that. That. This can keep that. This can keep that. That. Take out you. Put in you. Something tells me I need to fix this. There's several ways around this. Oh, not coal. Wood. Disgusting slime. Spoilage doesn't end up in here, so that's fine. A bit of carbon in it. Again, it's not making enough because we don't have enough coming in. It's fine. I'd like to have some stone. Stone greater than 100. Alright. Go ahead and grab some of this. Go ahead and grab the carbon. You. I have a way we can deal with this for now. I didn't want to do this, which is why I haven't done it up to this point, but it's getting noticeable that we need the power. There we go. So basically what happens is now these are adding these void fuels, which burn a bit better than everything else on here. But it'll still burn up all of the other stuff first because it puts it on the belt first. So as you can see now, it's piling up this stuff because the void fuel is keeping it from burning it all up unnecessarily. And then once it gets to a certain point, it fills back up, and then it goes back down. It fills back up, and it goes back down. There we go. Now the reason I did this is I want to start grabbing stone from here to start making more of these. The reason I want to start making more of these is that this needs to be improved. That'll be far enough out for now. Now these belts might not be fast enough to sustain this many void sheds. I'm completely okay with that. For me, it's future proofing. One, two, and then you will do coal and iron. You shall do coal and copper. There, and then there. Oops, iron. Oh, because that makes sense. I must have made a mistake there. There we go. This is one of the best ways to fix this. At least for now. Eventually I'll have other ways of dealing with this, with a lot of these issues. Now, I am trying to keep all of this, these prismarite shards, as they can be used later. Which is why I am not just dumping them in the ocean. Because these can all be turned into any other ore. Oh. I not built. Oh, those are burner inserters. There we go. And again, all of this is for making landfill. Pretty sure my cat's bothering my wife again. She's been doing that a lot lately. That was interesting. Oh, because it got all the way to... Yeah. Because it gets all the way to burning out the, It's an interesting little process. How are we doing with power? Power's fine. Now we're just waiting for us to get landfill so we can build up the island so we can start actually working on the actual process to make science. I forgot to put down the chest to get copper. Not that we need it, we have plenty of copper right now. I want to start destroying prismarite ore just to get this process running a little bit quicker. start destroying prismarite ore on top of copper. That'll keep the process running pretty quickly. We're going to still be getting a ton of void shards, but I'm going to keep those because void shards you need a ton of in the late game, and you don't ever have enough. Eventually you start using these things for everything in Voidcraft. What I actually can do, in order to make this a little bit better, isn't necessary, but I'm going to do it anyways. There we go. I actually could also set this up to be prismarite now that I think about it. And that prismarite will be stored in here with the shards, and then we can easily get the that'll easily fix our issue with prismarite. Everything else is either being used up, which is the stone, and what little ore is being made into the process, and everything else is being destroyed. Our next thing is actually to build our actual power grid. Once I have enough landfill to do that, I will. Which that should be. It's not enough, but it's a good amount to start working on it. Go ahead and build this. We're gonna go ahead and take these out. Let's see. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go with a total of 10 stacks. And then we'll double that and give it to the next guy. There we go. I went a little high there, but that's fine, because they are going to have an area above this that we're going to be working with. And I did place this strip along the side for a reason. That's part of the second part of this. Probably set up my hotbar. slots to put on it right now. Need a lot more power poles and a lot more steam engines. Even a couple of pipes. No. Alright, next. Grab some copper. Grab some steel. Put priority left. One, two, and three. You will make gears. You will make belts. There we go. Now we have more than enough belts. Some void works. Okay. I'll take this. $32 of these, so we need a lot of stone. And more iron. Water. Thanks, water. Oh. Is that it? Yep, that's it. Alright, let's make some pipe. Then now all we need to do is make the steam engines. And we'll have more than enough power for quite the future. Hopefully this will be enough steam engines to get us all the way to nuclear. Don't need to stockpile that many belts. Will just be an inventory issue later. So let's go ahead and build another large warehouse. I'm going to put down here. We're going to move everything from here down to here. And then once this is all cleaned out, we're going to pick up this one. There we go. I'll go ahead and disassemble these and disassemble this. You can go ahead and go to this. You can be turned back on. You up. Pick you up, 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 and pick you up. Once I have the space for it. Here we go. Go ahead and grab just a little bit of landfill. Actually, let's grab all of our landfill real quick. I want to spread this out a bit more, because it's time for us to start expanding and actually get towards making some automation and actually start automating the sciences. 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't need that because we already had a bunch of them. You shall be coal. You shall be iron. Also be iron. And you shall be copper. Now, unlike these will be unfeathered because as long as they can be made, I want them to be made. Go ahead and make one more of these. One, two, three. Wrong way. Boom, 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 and boom. I was going to put it in a blueprint book, but I don't need to. Alright, so... Oh wait, no. this up. And then pull this up. There we go. Alright, so the next one we need to build is the same exact thing. Kind of. Vertical. Oh, whoops. Messed it up. Give me this. Bit farther. Bit farther. And then I forgot about the inner furnaces needing a fuel line. What am I missing? Copper and iron. Well, I have copper. I don't think I have any iron. Although we are making iron, so that's fine. There we go. Right now we're just putting them into chests so we can get some supplies built back up. What we need now is we need steel, which we might not have any, so I have to make some. Nope. We have some, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn off our backpack so these bots don't get in the way. Now we can turn our backpack on and let the bots do as they see fit. One, two, three, four. Now we're making iron, copper, and steel with all the resources that we get from just basically the void. We have way more copper than we need. I won't be needing to pull from copper for a while. I need stone. There we go. What are we getting full on? We're actually getting full on stone. Which means it's time to upgrade this system. You only pull stone. And now landfill's being made a lot faster because we're getting a lot more of the products that we need. Next thing to do is to move everything south and start building out our factory. We'll actually make it pretty far today as far as what I wanted to do today. I'd like to get red and green science fully automated at this stage of the game before the end of this stream. That's kind of my goal. I wanted it to be at least 2 hours long. We're going to easily reach that 2-hour mark. Alright, so next, let's go ahead and go here. This will be the iron line. Now this will not be the final product of how this is going to look when we're finished. This is only going to be the beginning of how this is going to run when we're done with it. And then this one can go here. This will be the steel line. Now, I don't think we actually need any steel for the first two. I actually know we don't, now that I think about it. So we're not going to actually make the steel line. I was planning on making the steel line because I wanted to go to blue science with this, but I'm going to be redesigning this before we get to blue science. So we're not going to be using steel, but we are going to keep making it because steel is something that you need a decent amount of in the beginning of the game, so as long as I can make it, I should make it. And as far as I know, we're still going to be getting rid of some of the iron that we're not using when the system is all backed up. Now, furnaces were on the left, so we're going to put the factory on the right. Kind of have a strategy on how I do this, although the strategy changes periodically throughout the game. Put everything I can into here that I have, because I don't need this much stuff. Actually, go put a lot of the copper in here. Nope, it doesn't have any room for it. I was going to say if it has room for it. It doesn't have room for it, so that's fine. Now I could be pulling the wood out of here as well, putting it into here, and then we'd have the wood and the shards in here, and we could start making the void science, which is not actually a bad idea. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. The wood is higher than the others, so it will be pulled last, which is what I want, because I want the prismarite and the shards to be out of there first. What that also means is I want to take this off of wood off of burning, so that we're not burning wood in this process. Yeah, I forgot we didn't finish this because I didn't have enough iron to finish it. Now I have all the iron I could ever need. Well, for now. I've always found that everything you need, you always need more of eventually. Go ahead and build a couple of these. Put this here. Actually, what we'll do is we'll put it here. And then oh, I put it in the wrong spot. That's okay. Do I actually have a 1 to 2 process? Yes, I do. But it's a 1 to 2 of the green. I need to make this. I need to make these basic. That's what I should do. Is I should destroy these and make them basics, so that they don't have any of the fancy stuff in them, and then just upgrade them with the upgrade planner. I should be using big electric power poles for that, but no biggie. Go ahead and make these. I think it'd be fine for me to use blue because the fact that I usually have, by the time I'm building blueprints, I usually have at least level 2 factories and blue inserters. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a lot easier than what I was going to. This will be fine as a setup. Alright, so you will do wood, and you will do shards. I wasn't originally planning on doing this, but this will actually be very helpful for building up our supply into the later game. And I accidentally placed these here when I'm not supposed to. Well, I placed the belt there when I'm not supposed to. Go ahead and pull it this way. And that'll give us our basic void science for a while. Now, eventually I might build more labs, but right now I don't need more labs. Oh, I say that, but we have the process to make more labs, so why not? I don't have a specific science per second goal or anything like that. My usual thought process is, as long as it works, it's good. Not bad. I'm gonna call you Fed until I figure out how to say your name exactly. Pretty good so far. I'm glad to say that I started this not feeling well thanks to a cold, but it seems like the cold medicine I took prior to the stream starting, which was a little over 2 hours ago, has definitely helped me feel better. There we go. Now we'll get some more science in. Which, while doing this, we're going to go ahead and get the rest of this stuff all set up. We're just going to do it all, because that'll give us something to chew on while we're working on our process. Let's go ahead and grab some more belts, grab our landfill, which we obviously don't have. We obviously can't get much of because our inventory is full. I need to work on my inventory a little bit more. Place you down for now and get a lot of this copper out of our inventory. Although I gotta remember not to go get copper from the copper source until I've worked my way through all of that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this will be our 2-to-1 blueprint design, because I'm going to make this in the way that I want my 2-to-1 blueprint design to look like. I need to go into creative mode and just create like a bunch of basic blueprints. I feel like that would be a good idea to help me with keeping my blueprints designed for this. Now I found that if they go the same distance in both directions, these fast inserters actually work better. I usually will extend them to their max length in both directions, and I will match their length in both directions if I can. It's not a necessity for me, but it is something I try to do. We're gonna remove these. We don't need them. Alright, and then go ahead and build this down to here. And then this one can come this, no wait. This one can come this way. And then this can be like this. But before we do that, what we're making here is red science. There we go. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to name this the 2-to-1. 2-to-1. It's a 2-to-1 crafting thing. Go ahead and place this there, because gears are going to come from the south. And then this is for the copper intake. Now normally I would have had to iron on this side if I was going to do it this way, but I wasn't thinking. But it's fine. This is only the first draft of the base, and the base will get several more drafts before we get fully started. This is, I wouldn't even consider this my starter base. I would just consider this my stage 1 base. Since it's arguable that anything you place down is your starter base. Alright, the next is not a 2-to-1, the next is a 1-to-1. So, 1 and this one, and then there. Need some more factories, or more constructors, whatever you want to call these. Probably crafters, I think they're called, no, assembly machines. Now luckily a 1-to-1 is very simple. I probably should put gears on the bus. I don't want to put gears on the bus though, at least not yet. Gears. We'll go ahead and copy this. That to be a parameter. One, two, one. There we go. And that gets us our red science automated. I probably should be working on getting everything automated, not just my sciences, but that would be very out of character for me. I normally don't. But, my main goal of this stream was to have the last 2 hours. I plan on streaming for 2 hours every Sunday from now, as often as I can, trying to get back into it. But as for now, I will be stopping. Oh, well, that's an annoyance. We're going to be fixing this before we quit. Alright, there we go. That normally doesn't bother me, but for some reason when I saw it, it was something that I was like, I need to fix that. I can go ahead and throw down a couple of red sciences. We are going to be doing all the sciences, even the ones that aren't necessary for a void block. But, I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream. My process for streaming whenever I stream is that I leave the stream running a few minutes after I say goodbye, just so that if anybody wants to finish their conversations or anything like that, they can. But I will be finishing up here. In the next one, we hopefully will get green and blue science automated, and then get some space science so we can get our robots to start actually building what would be an actual base. But I need a little bit more tech before we can start getting into that. Hopefully our power supply will maintain itself for the foreseeable future. One thing we can do to fix it, just so I have a little bit more of a backup strategy if power starts to become a problem. There is more to do with this power. We have the rest of it that we need to build up here, but we need more tech before we can do that. I probably won't be letting this run too much in the background. I might set it up a little bit in the background to get a little bit more landfill built up, but I won't be queuing up any science, so I won't queue up any science while you guys are gone, although I might finish the entirety of red science off camera. I don't know. All depends on how I feel. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys will catch the next stream if you didn't catch this one. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.